Aim training is a hugely controversial subject in the Valorant community. Many insist it has no use in improving at the game and reaching your goals, and that you should simply just play Valorant to get better at Valorant. Even Woot, one of the top players in the world, insists that deathmatch and aim training are both completely useless and you should just play ranked.
You're not a fan of Aimlab?
Yeah,
Yeah, me
no,
too.
I hate the aim things. Also deathmatch as well.
Now, in theory, just play Valorant to get better at Valorant. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, it sounds very true. But, let's talk about shooting in another game. Imagine a basketball player who never practiced shooting in their spare time. Yes, you naturally improve at shooting through playing games of basketball, through your scrimmages, through the reps you get in while you're playing normal basketball or real basketball. And yes, there's also many other ways to impact a basketball game besides shooting or aiming in our case. Defense, passing, rebounding, just like how Valorant players can use game sense, utility, communication, and tons of other skills besides aim to help their team win. But the issue in both situations is that there is a skill that leads directly to more kills or more points, or in other words, directly improves your chance at winning. To not train it in an isolated way is leaving wins on the table. Welcome back to Idiot to Immortal, where I document my climb from Silver to Immortal, and in today's episode, we're discussing aim training. Now, the first point I want to put forward is the importance of deliberate practice and isolated training. This is not something I'm really here to debate. We can all agree that isolating a skill and working on it with intentional, deliberate practice is the best way to improve at a specific skill. Now, we can easily extend that to make the point that improving your flicking or tracking will happen much faster and more efficiently if you do it in Aimlabs or Kovaak's routines rather than just trying to improve these skills by playing Valorant. People will commonly make the point that you can easily hit high ranks without aim training, ever. And there's so much to learn in Valorant that has nothing to do with aim, and both of these points are extremely true. Personally, I have so much to learn about Valorant still, and aim is far from even a weakness for me. But just because you can hit high ranks without aim training doesn't mean it's the best way to do so. To give my personal example and how this has affected my climb, I started aim training around Diamond 1, and I already had pretty good aim for my rank, and as a pretty aim-reliant player, it didn't seem like there was much of a reason to start aim training. So why did I do it? I didn't want to fall behind because I knew I would soon start playing against players with much better aim than me. And I knew that at my best, I'm useful and I'm a good aimer. But, to just keep building consistency and reliability in spots where you can't really afford to make mistakes, training my aim is valuable. I know that improving at the other skills that are crucial to Valorant when I'm playing is harder and harder as my opponents get better. How am I going to keep working on my game sense if I'm not able to do the basic skill of clicking on people at the same speed that they can click on me? So I started doing the basic Voltaic Valorant routines, which I'll link below, to work on that part of my game more efficiently. And it had a very dramatic effect. Being able to focus less on aim in game helped me learn the game better as a whole, and it was a huge factor in taking me from Plat 3 to Diamond 3 in one act. I'm certain we can all agree that aim is a foundational skill in Valorant, even if we don't agree that it's the most important, which, I'm not even sure if I think that, but if we agree that aim is foundational to Valorant play, and that there's a very efficient way to train it, it makes sense that training it will make you better at the game, even if there's so many other things you could be working on, and you absolutely don't need to aim train. Again, if you hate aim training, or you just want to play Valorant, go ahead. I'm just discussing how to optimize your improvement, and I think that focused improvement on one skill, which we kind of agree is a more efficient way of training that skill, is probably worth it if you're trying to improve as fast as possible, using as little time of your day as possible. The idea that you can, take 20 minutes a day to sharpen one of the most fundamental skills in Valorant sounds extremely appealing to me. I don't understand why you wouldn't aim train unless for some reason you don't want to, which is totally fine. Yes, you can hit Radiant or even maybe go pro without training your aim. That is for sure true. But it just makes sense to me to train efficiently where you can, when you can, unless there's some reason you don't want to. Practicing with a good routine will make you better at the given skill. And there are no shortage of great routines out there for you to follow. As I mentioned, if you're looking for somewhere to start, I'll recommend Voltaic down in the links below. And for a quick check-in for this chapter of Idiot to Immortal, I am currently in Diamond 1, working my way back to Diamond 3 after the reset. Thank you so much for watching today, and make sure to sub if you want to see more of my journey to Immortal. Peace.